Hello and a very warm welcome. You're watching Bundesliga Banter, and in this episode, we dive into Germany's biggest football spectacle, Der Klassiker. Borussia Dortmund face off against Bayern Munich in a clash packed with history, passion, and of course, title implications. We are also bringing to you Der Klassiker blast from the past, the top 5 Dortmund versus Bayern battles, and a lot more about Matchday 7. The stage is certainly set for some fireworks, so let's get right underway. Der Klassiker. Bayern Munich versus Borussia Dortmund, a battle between Bundesliga's top 2, of course, in recent decades and indeed this season as well. On the 18th of October, 10 p.m. Indian Standard Time. And who will come out on top and how? That seems to be the biggest question. It is, of course, the biggest fixture in German football, and this weekend, the first Klassiker of the Bundesliga season is set to light up the Allianz Arena. We've got some of those visuals as well to tell you exactly, showcase who's playing for who at this point in time. There's a lot of injuries that one has to take into account. League leaders Bayern Munich sit atop the table with about 18 points, but Borussia Dortmund, they're just behind and could close that gap to a single point with a win on Matchday 7, but still a lot that can happen between that. But history favors the visitors. Bayern haven't won this fixture at home at least since the last 2 years, April 2023. The spotlight will shine brightest on the strikers, Harry Kane and Serhou Guirassy. Scoring charts lead with Harry Kane's 11 goals in 6 games, whilst Guirassy, last year's Champions League joint top scorer, is yet to open his account, his Klassiker account rather, and he's looking quite eager for it as well. Out wide on both sides, you've got Bayern's Luis Diaz and Michael Olise. That's going to be clashing with Dortmund's Karim Adeyemi and young wing-backs Jan Couto and Daniel Svensson. All, by the way, in blistering form. And of course, keep an eye on the next generation, Bayern's Alexander Pavlovich, who could step in for the injured Jamal Musiala, whilst Joe Bellingham, Jude's younger brother, continues to impress in Dortmund's midfield. And with so many of these stars and emerging talents and the tactical twists, the stage is set for a Klassiker to remember. What makes this Klassiker so compelling isn't just the names on the team sheet that you're going to be seeing come 18th October. It's how both these clubs are evolving. Bayern under Vincent Kompany, they've leaned into pace and precision, whilst Dortmund under Niko Kovac are rediscovering their edge, blending youth with experience. But then again, we'll also take you through how these two giants have stacked up in one of the Bundesliga's fiercest rivalries. Take a look at this. This is their head-to-head as to what statistics tell us. Across 62 hard-fought matches between Bayern Munich and Borussia Dortmund, Bayern leads with 32 wins, whilst Dortmund has claimed only 16. And the remaining 14 have ended in draws, highlighting just how close this rivalry has been. Take a look at some other statistics. The goal tally tells us a similar story. A total of 203 goals have been scored, with Bayern netting 124 and Dortmund 79. And then, at the Allianz Arena seems to be the venue, the site of 32 of these clashes. Bayern has made their home advantage count with 20 wins. Dortmund, however, have managed 6 victories on Bayern's turf, proof of their ability to challenge even in hostile territory. And like promised, Bayern Munich entered the clashes clear favourites, driven by form, firepower and fierce motivation to reclaim dominance over Dortmund. But here are top 5 reasons which can turn the result in Bayern's favour. Reason number 1, Bayern are due a Klassiker victory, and this after 3 Klassiker matches without a win. Bayern are eager to end their slump against Borussia Dortmund. Their recent disappointments only fuel their hunger for a big statement. Number 2, relentless start to the 2025-2026 campaign. Bayern have won all 6 Bundesliga games and dominated in Europe and Cups. Their recent big wins show that they're firing on all cylinders heading into this clash. Reason number 3, and quite possibly the biggest reason, Harry Kane, Bundesliga Player of the Month for September. He just can't stop scoring, can he? Kane has netted 18 goals this season, including a record 11 in 6 league games. He's not just scoring, but also creating chances, making Bayern's attack quite deadly. Reason number 4, sensational home record against Borussia Dortmund. The Allianz Arena is pretty much a fortress, with Bayern winning 9 straight Bundesliga games there against Dortmund. Historic big wins underline Bayern's home dominance. And number 5, there's also another important one. Emmanuel Neuer is set for outright record. Manuel Neuer is close to a record-breaking 363rd Bundesliga win. His Klassiker heroics and trophy haul will drive him to seal another memorable victory, needless to say. And hey, whilst we've told you about Bayern's 5 reasons, let's also tell you about Borussia Dortmund's. Because as Borussia Dortmund aim to end Bayern's dominance at the Allianz Arena as the Del Klassiker approaches, Reason number one is that Niko Kovac knows. Coach Niko Kovac has transformed Dortmund with solid tactics and strong leadership, getting the best from key players like Adeyemi. His record suggests Dortmund can match Bayern's quality this very season. Number two, there seems to be serious steel involved. Dortmund's defense is quite strong with 4 clean sheets in 6 games. Schlotterbeck and his defensive partners form a tough backline supported by energetic fullbacks who can stifle Bayern's attack right up and down. And then you've got number 3, the Klassiker specialists. Dortmund have gone nearly 2 years unbeaten against Bayern and recently won a 2-0 match in Munich. And this experience gives them the confidence heading into the big match. Number 4, up and away. Dortmund are unbeaten in 7 away Bundesliga games, scoring freely and proving that they can handle pressure on the road, including, well, Munich, Allianz Arena, and eyes on the title race. It's still early on, but they only play each other twice in the league. Let's not forget. Dortmund want to close the gap on Bayern and make a statement in that title race. A win in Munich would signal that they're serious contenders yet again. And take a look at this. Borussia Dortmund and Bayern Munich. We earlier promised a blast from the past. Let's take a look at those top 5 games as well. Borussia Dortmund and Bayern Munich have been settling the standards in Germany football for many years now, producing some classics encounter across Bundesliga, DFB Pokal and UEFA Champions League. Here are 5 best matches between the two teams picked by none other than Bundesliga themselves. What you're seeing on your screens right now at number 5 is the thrilling clash on the 10th of November 2018 when Borussia Dortmund prevailed over Bayern Munich in 3-2 in an edge-of-the-seat contest. Dortmund were off a blistering start as they aimed to equal a club record with 11 undefeated games. Defending champions Bayern Munich were 4 points behind after a tough run. Bayern started strong with Serge Gnabry setting up former Dortmund striker Robert Lewandowski for the opener. Marco Reus levelled for Borussia Dortmund with a penalty early in the second half, but Bayern quickly regained the lead through Gnabry and Lewandowski again. Dortmund came back roaring. Reus equalized again before a moment of magic sealed the game. Jadon Sancho dispossessed Frank Ribery, and Axel Witzel's precise pass found super sub Paco Alcacer, who raced past Bayern's defense to score the winner, showcasing Dortmund's title ambitions. It was Dortmund 3 and Bayern 2 at the end of the night. Number 2 on that list. As a matter of fact, if we're looking at the descending order, it's number 4. And at number 4 comes Borussia Dortmund's 1-0 victory over Bayern Munich in the 2011-12 Bundesliga season, which marked a pivotal moment for the fierce Der Klassiker rivalry. Under Jurgen Klopp's dynamic heavy metal football and that particular approach, defending champions and league leaders Dortmund laced Bayern in what felt like a title decider with 5 games left for the season. Despite Bayern's possession and their dominance, Dortmund created more chances, with Robert Lewandowski scoring the only goal in the 77th minute by cleverly deflecting a Kevin Grosskreutz shot. Mind you, Lewandowski played for Borussia Dortmund back then. And the drama peaked when Dortmund goalkeeper Roman Weidenfeller fouled Arjen Robben in the box, gifting Bayern a penalty. And as chance would have it, Weidenfeller redeemed himself by saving the spot kick, denying Bayern a lifeline. Robben missed further opportunities as well, and an own goal near missed dashed hopes of a late equalizer. Dortmund's win was celebrated as a near certain second consecutive Bundesliga title, which would cement Klopp's legacy and intensify his iconic rivalry. He went on to manage Liverpool later on, and we all know what exactly transpired. Number 3 on that list, the 2012 DFB Cup, the final between Borussia Dortmund and Bayern Munich, well, turned the fierce Der Klassiker rivalry into a historic showdown. Take a look at some of these scores right here. Just a week after clinching the Bundesliga title, Dortmund aimed for a domestic double, with Bayern sought redemption before the Champions League final. And Dortmund exploded early with Shinji Kagawa's goal, followed by a penalty equalizer from Robben. But Mats Hummels and Robert Lewandowski, who scored a stunning first-half brace, pushed Dortmund ahead. Lewandowski completed his hat-trick in a sealing 5-2 victory. This win gave Dortmund their first ever league and cup double, etching the match in football history. And number 4 on that particular list, a year after Dortmund's historic domestic double, Bayern Munich regrouped to reclaim their dominance both at home and in Europe, answering back with the dominant 2012-2013 season under Heinkes, after winning the Bundesliga by 25 points and besting Dortmund in Super Cup and the DFB Cup quarterfinals. Bayern met their arch foes in Europe's biggest match, the UEFA Champions League, and what a match it was. And Wembley, the first all-German final, was a tense, fiercely contested battle. Mario Mandzukic gave Bayern the league, but Ilkay Gundogan, playing for Borussia Dortmund back then, equalized from the penalty spot just when extra time seemed inevitable. Frank Ribery threw a pass in, to Arjen Robben, and that late goal sealed a 2-1 victory for Bayern, crowning them European champions. Days later, Bayern completed a historic treble, signaling a powerful resurgence that reshaped German football. And the top match on that list next. Bayern Munich's dominance continued to grow in the 2019-2020 season, marking their unprecedented 11th consecutive Bundesliga title. A crucial victory over Borussia Dortmund, the first ever behind closed doors. It was the COVID season. Well, Klassiker proved pivotal. Joshua Kimmich's stunning lob in the 43rd minute settled the tense match, whilst Jerome Boateng, defender for Borussia Dortmund, Bayern Munich, denied Erling Haaland, the current Manchester City striker, his debut Der Klassiker goal. And this 1-0 win pushed Bayern 7 points clear with 6 games remaining. Having secured a 4-0 win earlier in the season, Bayern confirmed the Bundesliga title with 2 matches to spare, and they went on to claim both the DFB Pokal and the Champions League, completing another historic treble. What a season that was for Bayern Munich. Meanwhile, Dortmund finished 13 points behind, settling for their second consecutive runners-up spot. And now, before we wrap this segment up, about Bayern Munich's veteran, Germany captain Joshua Kimmich, who's marked a milestone on the night against Luxembourg by scoring his first senior international double and surpassing German legend Franz Beckenbauer on the country's all-time appearances list. Kimmich earned his 104th cap during Germany's 4-0 FIFA World Cup qualifying victory in Sinsheim, a win that lifted the team to the top of Group A ahead of Northern Ireland and Slovakia on goal difference. Returning to the right-back position, Joshua Kimmich helped control a 10-man Luxembourg. He opened the scoring with a penalty to make it 2-0 and then sealed the win with a close-range finish early in the second half. And this brace was Kimmich's first for his country, increasing his international goal tally to 10. His 104th appearance moved him into 11th place on the Germany's all-time caps list, surpassing Beckenbauer and equaling Per Mertesacker. The Bayern Munich star, who has scored 45 goals and 455 club appearances, will be crucial again when Germany face Northern Ireland in Belfast this coming Monday, a pivotal match in the tight 3-way battle for the World Cup qualification. And that's all in this Bundesliga special. But as you warm up for the ultimate German football Der Klassiker, we leave you with the blast from the past, the best-rated Bayern-Dortmund matches. Many thanks for watching. Take a look at some of these tough rivalries.
With a narrow counter, it was Bayern who deservedly took the lead when some haphazard defending allowed Gnabry to pick out Lewandowski. Bayern's top scorer made no mistake with the chance, sending Bayern in with a narrow lead at the break. Running in the second half when Manuel Grafer pointed the spot, following this challenge by Manuel Neuer on Marco Reus. Having won the penalty, the Dortmund captain also converted from the spot to move on to 7 goals for the season. Parity lasted all of 3 minutes, though, as Bayern struck back at the end of a delightful one-touch, two-touch move that had Dortmund at 6s and 7s before Lewandowski restored Dortmund, who came on strong, with Reus matching Lewandowski by grabbing his second goal of the evening. Reus' second of the game put the win firmly in Dortmund's sails as they pushed for the all-important winner, which arrived 17 minutes from time at the end of an incisive counter. Paco Alcacer coming off the bench to complete the comeback with a delightful dink over Neuer. It was a Der Klassiker that lived up to its marquee billing as Dortmund moved 7 points clear of title.
Gespielt. Schmelzer, Großkreuz und Lewandowski erzielt das 1:0 in der 77. Minute. Das Stadion wurde zum Tollhaus. Die Frage war, abseits oder nicht. Die Bayern reklamierten, aber Arjen Robben hatte das Abseits aufgehoben. Da half am Ende auch alles Winken des Niederländers nichts. Ein reguläres Tor, bei dem Deutschlands Nummer 1 chancenlos war. Jetzt aber treten die Bayern richtig auf. Ribéry auf Arjen Robben und Schiedsrichter Knüppelcher zeigte nach diesem Foul sofort auf den Punkt eine korrekte Entscheidung. Robben, der Gefaulte, ist ein selbstbewusster Mensch, manchmal auch etwas überheblich. Weidenfeller pariert.
It's superb! It is a beautiful strike from Joshua Kimmich. Third goal of the season and only a 6% goal probability from that particular spot on the pitch. But didn't he hit it well?
On top of that, an opponent was in his way and a goalkeeper still to beat. but Joshua Kimmich would simply not be stopped. Magnificent.
Bayern have only just squeezed past the host today in a game that, given the expected goals, should possibly have ended in a draw. But a fine, unexpected strike